It is kind of between two ferns.
Well, we're actually looking for a fern. We couldn't find one. Hey there, friends. Coming at you with another episode of the Pre-Ride Show presented by FSA. I get a great pleasure to sit down here with Kristi Mohn, one of the other founders of this great race here in Emporia, Unbound. Kristi, thanks for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
I can only imagine what's going through the race director's head and the event promoter's head. We're just a couple days out from this massive, massive event. How you feeling? What's it like at your chair?
You know, I hate to say it, but I'm super stoked. That my team always makes fun. The team always makes fun of me because I always say I'm stoked.
Okay.
And I am. I'm really excited. It feels like, from the event production side, it feels like we are finally at a finish line. You know, not only for the riders, but for ourselves. So we're bringing gravel back to Emporia, Kansas, and we could not be more excited about that.
Well, you're not only promoting this event here, you're a resident.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
Lifelong?
I am from here. I moved away for a bit when I was in, after high school.
Okay.
Was in California for a while, but moved back here in 1996. My kids were actually fourth generation to graduate from Emporia High School. Like, this is my hometown.
And now we bring, again, the cycling world, the whole world here to this town. Not a big place, but we managed to somehow come in here and take the thing over for the week and a half or so that we're here. Yeah.
Padded shorts and spandex. We've got that in spades.
How well is it received by the town? I mean, let me ask the question this way. From the beginning to now, how has that changed in terms of how the town has accepted the event?
I mean, it's a $5.5 million economic driver for our community, just for that one weekend. That was what 2019's event did for this community, and not to mention just all the other stuff, the fundraising pieces that go to it for all of our local communities. It really stung when we didn't have it last year, you know. I was telling the story to somebody earlier today. I was standing out on the street yesterday looking at all the cars and had the very, very vivid memory from a year ago, sitting out in front of the bike shop where there were no cars downtown at all. Nothing. On the and I was like, wow, this is supposed to be race weekend. We're supposed to be full. So we're stoked.
Luckily we got past that. Now we're back doing events. I want to go back to the early days, the 06, the 07. Obviously to bring this event about, to think about a 200-mile unsupported race was kind of crazy at the time.
Totally crazy.
What did you learn in those first couple of years? And what did you learn that you didn't think you'd learn? What were those surprise aha moments?
That it wasn't a crazy idea.
You knew you had something.
Yeah. I often say I felt like it had legs. I probably should say I thought it had wheels, but literally, my involvement came from my husband was one of the initial 34 riders, and watching him do it, and he didn't complete it. He ended at about mile 170 something. We stopped to go pick him up, and he was smiling from ear to ear. And my kids, we got to go to the checkpoint town the next year, and the kids liked it. And I was just like, this is fun, not just for the athlete, but for the family. Like, we were stoked about his training. We liked figuring out what to have for him at the checkpoint. And, it became this kind of family affair. And I felt like that was something really, really special with the gravel, that it could be inclusive, not just at your start line, but even, your friends and family can join your adventure out there.
That word has come up a lot, inclusive. And from my perspective, I think that's one of the very special things about gravel is we're opening the doors to everybody. We're not sitting here elbowing people out and too cool for school. We want to embolden and bring about everybody and draw new people into the sport.
I mean, we're always striving to do better, and we can always do better. But I do think that's what this space affords us, is that opportunity.
So with that in mind, then, a big initiative for you in the event is the inclusion of bringing more women into the sport.
For sure.
What sorts of aspects of that are you personally involved with, and how are you helping drive that important initiative?
Started after the 2016 event, we started our 200 Women, 200 Miles campaign, and that was to get 20% female participation at the start line of the 200-mile event, which we did, and it's really just kind of grown from there. If I am faulted for anything, it's like anytime we're talking about this event, I'm just always making sure we're also talking about the women. Like, when we talk about the men, we talk about the women. The live coverage we're going to be doing this weekend, that there will be a moto assigned specifically to the women's race. It will be covered just like the men's race will be covered.
And you've also managed to draw the top talent of the the women racers as well. So I think that's a credit to the event as well.
Well, I hope so. I mean, that's been very much a goal and a passion of mine, is for women to feel like they can do it and that they deserve the opportunity.
Yeah. Any unique elements this year that you've added on that might be first-time components, be it the expo or the brands or any of the event itself?
Well, I mean, I think the live coverage is the biggest thing that we've added, but truthfully, it was really kind of kicking off the cobwebs, dusting it off.
Yeah.
Let's run the show we know, and not do anything. We are, I guess if there's, the other thing I would say is that we are doing our Back of the Pack initiative this year. So if you don't know about that, Dan Hughes and his son Charles are great friends. And Charles is our youngest rider in the 200-mile distance. And he and his dad are going to start dead last. And you can pledge for every rider they pass. We're going to make a donation to the Outride Foundation and to the Lifetime Foundation.
That's fantastic. Yeah. We're going to get a chance to sit down with Dan and Charles here.
Oh, yay, that's right.
And talk with them about it. So we can't wait to hear from their perspective. And I also can't wait to see how much money they raise by how many people they're going to pass, because I know they're going to do really, really well.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Where do you see it going? You've built such a great thing here. Is it hard to even think about what could be next, or do we just focus on this year and let it play itself out, and we'll worry about down the road when we get there?
The latter, yes. But I do think that if anything has happened for me personally, is that this event and this community continues to surprise me at this point. It didn't used to be that way. Like I really felt like
in a good way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I felt like initially that this event could do something like this for the community, for cycling. But what it's doing now is it's just big. And I know it's not everybody's cup of tea to come to a huge start line like this, but I do think that this, Unbound Gravel has allowed those grassroots events to also start happening. And, we're stoked that there's gravel events on the calendar now all the time. It used to be, when I wanted to go race a gravel event, there wasn't one, The only one was really the one I had to work. Yeah. So it's great now seeing all of the growth.
We've got this, shortened season, if you will, and it seems like from pretty much now till Halloween, there's a good event on virtually every given weekend out there. Yeah. So I think that speaks to the rise in popularity of the sport as well, and all the people that want to come and do it, whether they're contending to win or whether they're just trying to push themselves to a physical limit that they've never done before.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great. I think too, what's happening, and you can speak to this, is we're drawing to a lot of the endemic community in the cycling world, but also now the non-endemics are seeing the value in the psyche and the culture of the people that we bring in.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's great. It's going to hopefully continue that growth. As we get closer to race day, what happens with you? Like, are you on no sleep till Brooklyn time now?
Yeah,
or is it...
I'm headed there.
Okay.
Yeah, probably starting tomorrow. I mean, I think I'll get a good night's sleep tonight, and then it's go time. So.
And then where will you be on race day? What's your role race day?
At the finish line.
Okay. Hugs and high fives all around for everybody.
That. Yeah.
Okay.
We're still thinking about that COVID thing, so it's like
it's not completely out of our minds just yet.
I mean, our team went and volunteered at the vaccination clinic here, so I thought that was so we're all ready for it, but it's going to be exciting.
It already is, and you've done such a great job at building what is a true special event in the industry. So good on you, and
Thanks.
Continued success. And hope everything goes really, really well for the rest of the weekend.
Thanks. How come there's not whiskey in these cups?
It's still only, noon. We're going to hit the noon mark, and then we may switch over.
I came on too early.
Yeah, so come back. We'll sit down again. Chris has got something in his backpack. I think we might just have to have a go at it. Or we'll go over to Mulroney's after.
Mulroney's, I haven't been there yet. I mean, yes, I've been there.
You need to check it out.
I've been.
These guys we're pure gravel all over that place.
Nice.
Kristi, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate you. Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Pre-Ride Show presented by FSA. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube and click that little bell so you get notifications of all the other interviews that we'll be dropping over the course of the next couple days. Thanks for looking in.